Hello once again, it's Thursday, so the end of the second week is getting near, or first, it's been a week because we start on the 1st of September, so today is the 8th I think, and we have a perfect weather to stay in a park, do whatever, not go to school, so probably my students are going to be delighted with the opportunity of being at school. However, I hope that they won't kill me for that fact. I mean, I hope that the lesson will be interesting enough for them to survive the class. So, what's on the plate? Today the plan is, actually I'm quite interested in those two lessons. In one group, the older one, but so both are related to stories. So, and I really like it. I personally think telling stories is most of our lives, and I mean this in a very broad sense. Your financial report is also a story, told with a specific means for a specific audience, but it's still a story. And this story, this kind of story, well, it's not always interesting to everybody, but it is. And with this kind of story-like approach, we can turn everything into a story. And they are many stories are much more interesting than learning grammar or vocabulary, because these things are there in a story. So they are just steps that you have to go through in order to learn something interesting about, to know the story. But they're not the goal in itself, which is like can be a little bit boring. So the 6th graders will get a story about, forgot the name, Lord of something in Peru, I think it was. We'll have a text to read and discuss, and later we'll listen to the tomb of Tutankhamun, I think. So something from ancient Egypt. That's very, very nice, interesting to me, so I hope they will be interested. But it's also something I want to continue with them, because these discoveries are connected to some people. So I reversed the book order. I took these stories first, we'll read them, hopefully have fun with them, and tomorrow we will talk about discoverers, famous people in different subjects, and I want them to work on their own a little bit with the internet, because they have phones, so obviously they can do it, and discover some interesting facts about them. And so this is the idea for the older group. The younger group will have a very, very simple story, or actually two stories, which are connected by the usage of past tense, the vocabulary they know, plus places, a little bit of places. And I think, yes, I use the word played there because, you know, they can play football in a park, they can play computer games, and they probably do a lot of stuff like this, so why not help them express themselves about it with this very, very step-by-step approach, so they can start using these forms and speaking. So this will be a story, a kind of dictation too, because I made gaps in the text. So they have to learn to read with it, write a few words that they really know, so it shouldn't be a problem. The gaps are also illustrated, so there's a kind of a clue there. So if the weather was sunny, there is a sun, etc, etc, etc. This should make it easier for them, but the idea is to get the grip of the story, listen to it 2 or 3 times, and then I want to ask them a few questions about the story, so if they can at least answer the questions with the sentences from the story. I see that at the beginning this is the idea, the best idea to do it. I mean, sometimes it's too difficult for them to build their own sentences, and that can be a good start, just to take sentences from the story. And if I have time, I have another story, a little horror story for them. I think that they can find it interesting, which is the most important thing. And with this horror story, we have some extra adjectives and nouns there, because it's a horror story in a house, that there was something in the house and blah blah blah. Plus this structure, the walls. I'm super happy I found this story because the wall structure is kind of a challenging for Polish people, not so obvious, but it's so natural. It fits this story so naturally. It's well illustrated with the film, so I think they shouldn't have problems with understanding it, and it will be the first contact with the structure. So that's the plan, at least for today. We will see how it works, how it will work, if it will work, and hopefully everybody will survive till tomorrow. So thank you for joining me, and the second part is coming after the lessons. So see you later. Hello. Yeah! I'm happy because I managed to do more or less everything I wanted. I mean, it could have been better, of course, but in both groups we did the stories. The second year worked so hard. I'm so proud of them. We had 2 stories. One that was super simple about days of the week, and someone was at school, someone was ill. Very easy, but I hope with that story they will have the knowledge. They will know how things work a little bit, and so they can say I was ill. Very simple phrase, but so useful. I played football, I played computer games. It was somewhere there. And the other story, there was a dark wood, and in that wood there was a dark house. So it went perfect. They focused on some things, they had fun, they learned what was also done on purpose. They learned how to read text, so to look for information in the text, because most of the words there were gaps, and from listening they had to fill in the gaps, but most of these words were somewhere there in the text. So I hope that taught them to look for clues in the text, so to read text for information. With the older group also went well. We had a text to read, a text to listen. We had to speed it up, but yeah, it was good. The things that I wanted to do were done. The only thing I really miss with that group is the fact that there's so little time, and we don't have the opportunity to talk and discuss stuff as much as I would like. 16 people in a group, it's quite a lot. In 45 minutes, it's super difficult to make them talk with me, I mean like the whole group. So of course we have group work, but I still feel that's not the same. It doesn't get this feeling as that I know them, they know me. And group work in language class, well, when you listen to this language they use, it's horrible sometimes. I mean, it's not their fault, they're learning, yes, obviously, but this means that they should have a correct input. They should get some models, and if they talk with each other, they don't have this model, which I find a really sad thing. But yeah, that's it. The other thing that I wanted to do is I'll prepare a YouTube list with the songs and films and materials that we do during the lessons for the second grade. So a little bit copying the method of Helen Doran. I will send it to the parents and ask the parents to make the children watch it, listen to it somewhere. It can be in the background. They don't have to do anything with it. It's more an immersion thing, getting used to the sound of the language. Hopefully this will also improve the understanding, at least, yes, in listening. And that would be all. I'm quite happy with what happened today, so yep, this day is ticked, story day ticked, and tomorrow we have more work to do. You'll see the not fun fact is that tomorrow is the day when I start at 8 a.m. So practically in the middle of the night. The same things will happen on Wednesdays because the schedule has changed a little bit. So please connect me to a coffee machine, replace my blood with coffee, because otherwise I would just fall asleep in the middle of the classroom. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, evening, afternoon, and see you in the next update tomorrow. Bye bye.